Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Moniswa. I talk all things natural hair beauty and self-love. If that's your thing, please don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button down below to be part of the family. Today we'll be discussing the worst hair care trends that have taken the hair care community by a storm, and not in a good way. Well, at least in my opinion. But anyway, if you want to hear more, please grab your tea or your spritz bottle and let's jump straight into it. Let's talk about princess cover-ups on babies.
It's the moment y'all all been waiting for. Amora about to get her princess cover up. Amora, hey big girl. I hope she don't cry.
Putting in tight braids or extensions on babies, literal infants, in my view, should be considered some form of harm. Because the scalp is skin and it's some of the most sensitive skin on the body, especially in babies. So the need to cover up baby bald spots or force grown hairstyles on babies is completely outrageous.
If the baby's hair is little, let it be little. Let her cook. She just got here. The princess cover-ups are actually crazy. This is gonna be the next if my mom didn't perm my hair when I was a girl phenomenon. I will admit, the grip game goes crazy. Let us not forget that that is baby hair. Actual baby hair. It's gonna come in eventually. Raise your hand if you were a baby who didn't have much hair, but you have hair now. Rub some castor oil on it. Put a bonnet on that baby. Maybe give her a satin pillowcase instead. Give her a little hairband. Get her a bow. We as a people have too much of an obsession with looking like we have long hair. Can we not carry this on to the next generation?
In fact, in my culture, a baby's head is off limits. Like literally no one can touch the baby's head except for the mother for the first couple of months. So here's the truth, baby balding is completely normal and is part of the growth process. But because of social media pressures and vanity, we're seeing babies being tightly braided and edge control sleek downs that have no business on a baby's crown.
Babies are still developing. Their follicles are still very fragile. Their hair is still thin. Their crown hasn't fully matured. So when you keep putting their hair in like sleek styles or like braids, you are literally stressing their scalp. You're putting tension on their scalp. You're not just risking traction alopecia, but scalp damage and also stunting that baby's natural hair growth even before it flourishes. And instead of the braids to grow their hair like you think or imagine it to grow their hair, it is causing more damage. 3, 4, and 5 years old, having bald patches, receding hairline. At this early age, a baby is having this kind of issue. These are grown-up issues. These are not issues a baby should be suffering from. At least when they are grown up, you know that they made that decision themselves. You're stressing the baby's follicle all in the name of what you think is conventionally pretty, conventionally beautiful. You can't stand bald babies. Have you guys seen Asian babies? Like, I know this is about black people, but have you seen Asian babies? Most of the time, those babies are born bald. When they start growing up and they start maturing, you see their hair, there's a lot of hair on their head.
This isn't just about appearance, but it's about health. Such hairstyles can lead to permanent damage to the hair follicles, leading to traction alopecia before the child even has a chance to grow a full head of hair. We're talking permanent balding for the sake of what? Now, I'm not saying don't style your child's hair, but gentle, age-appropriate, low manipulation hairstyles should be the rule. And we must love our child's hair at every stage, even the fuzzy, bald ones. That's real princess treatment. Next on my list is the heavy glycerin wash and goes. The other day I came across a viral clip of this girl who uses glycerin for her wash and goes. So she first applies some product and gels and then seals everything with a glycerin. So let's take a look at this clip.
Let me show you how I get my curls from this to this, and yes, my curls look the same when they're dry.
So many of you guys have been trying this out, but I had to make an update tutorial to make sure that you get the best results possible. Start with freshly washed hair, preferably after using a clarifying shampoo. Now you want to do this in small sections, something like this. The correct order is Tali Wajid. Start off with a generous amount, smooth and flattened, into your roots, and then you can get some more and work it down the strand, like this. Then go take a generous amount of the gummy. Start off with your roots again, flattening and smoothing it all the way down. Don't rake it, smooth it. Then you get the glycerin You don't need a crazy amount. You put that on your roots first too, and then you smooth that in as well.
Ooh, that was triggering for me. It awakened a trauma I faced during my hair journey when I had a setback using glycerin in my hair. You want to check out my hair journey. I've linked it in the cards up here, where I give all the details of what happened. So 2 years into my natural hair journey, I started using glycerin, raw glycerin, in a water spritz bottle regularly on my hair, and whew, at first it was promising. Like, my hair was popping, it was moisturized, it was defined, it was beautiful. But then I started noticing that my hair was very limp and mushy whenever it became wet, and I did not understand what was going on. Whenever I'd step into the shower, it would soak up all the moisture it possibly could, and it felt so weird. Very gummy and very mushy. And as soon as I stepped out of the shower, it would dry immediately. And I started off my journey having low porosity hair, so it took a long time for my hair to be wet. So it was very odd that it would soak up all this moisture in the shower, and as soon as I stepped out of the shower, it would be completely dry, no elasticity whatsoever. The slightest bit of tension would just break off. So I did my research and I realized that my hair was suffering from high growth fatigue. It was drawing in too much moisture, and because I live in a drier climate, all the moisture I had in my hair was being pulled from my hair. This is how it works. Glycerin draws in moisture from the air to your hair, depending on the climate. So if it's dry outside, it will literally suck the life out of your hair, and I unfortunately learned the hard way. So glycerin is in fact a great humectant, and most water-based products contain glycerin in it, but they are formulated along with other occlusives such as oils and butters at a certain percentage, and is not meant to be poured straight from the bottle and onto your hair. So as I was scrolling through TikTok under this trend, I noticed a video of someone who is starting to experience adverse effects as a result of this trend. Let's have a look at this video.
Prep with me to go to bed whilst I'll let you know my day one experience with the glycerin wash and go routine. As you guys can see, I still got good definition. Like, my curls are popping. Every curl is defined. But the one thing I feel like, and the reason I wanted to try out this routine, is because I wanted my roots to be defined as well. And I just feel like I'm still getting frizz at the root. Now, don't get me wrong, I feel like it's because I need a protein treatment. On my hair, it feels way too soft and squishy, and I think the protein treatment will help it balance out, because I've not done a protein treatment in probably a month or two, so maybe that's the reason why.
Does that not sound familiar? That right there is not a protein issue, but is likely a moisture imbalance due to the overuse of raw glycerin. That kind of sounds just like what I was going through, guys. Yes, glycerin is a great humectant, but when you use too much, especially in dry or inconsistent climates, can either suck the moisture out of your hair or oversaturate it, which can lead to long-term damage. So before you jump on the glycerin bandwagon, please really assess your climate and porosity. But I don't recommend you do it at all. And as my subscribers and my followers, I care about you guys. I implore you not to do it. Stay away from this trend if you love your hair. Please don't do it, guys. And if you do, don't say I didn't warn you. Now for the infamous no oils, no butters trend. Now this one really ruffled my feathers, guys. Now I'm not one to jump on trends, but if I was, this is one trend that I would never ever do, because it's actually one of the most ridiculous, dumbest trends. As you know, this trend promotes getting rid of oils and butters in your hair, and just using water-based products or gels. And look, for some hair types or people in super humid climates, this minimalist method, I assume, may work. But for 4C Naturals, guys, come on. We need that sealing step because by its nature, 4C hair is dry and fragile and prone to breakage. So without oils and butters, we're basically leaving your hair vulnerable. So I came across this video of a curly hairstylist washing her client's hair, which would not absorb water. And she was claiming that oils and butters are a result of her hair repelling water. Anyway, let me roll the clip for you guys.
Water is the source of hydration. Oil and water do not mix. This is the result of using products heavy in raw oils and butters. The hair repels the water, which leads to dehydrated hair. Please stop doing this.
Let me be real with you guys, I don't see oils. I see silicone buildup, which is likely from the use of products with non-water soluble silicones like dimethicone. Oils and butters and even grease have a melting point. So that means with a bit of warmth and a shampoo, it can easily be removed. But what is harder to remove? Silicone buildup, especially in those products that claim to be moisturizing. But really, they form a synthetic coat on the hair shaft, which can layer over time if not clarified properly. So when this no oils, no butters trend came about, the idea was to detox the hair of oils and butters, which supposedly would allow water-based products to penetrate the hair better. But what happened? A lot of naturals, especially those with type 4 hair, ended up with chronic dryness, brittle strands, severe split ends because they removed too much. No sealants, no protectants, no buffer between the hair and the elements.
For me, I already know that the whole no oils, no butters as it was curated is not healthy for Afro hair. I haven't seen it work. Like I said, with all the clients I've received over the past year and a half from all over the country, I've had over 100 clients, and literally only 2 people showed up and did not have hair damage. One person, her hair wasn't Afro texture, her hair was like a silkier, looser texture, and the other person, she just, she deviated from the no oils, no butters situation completely, and used her own products and did her own thing, and didn't really do washing goes like that. So, I think that's why for them it worked out, but for everybody else they were left with extremely severe damage to the point where they either needed to big chop, have multiple haircuts, or needed to transition out damage for over a year and a half. So that's not really good odds.
Lastly guys, let's talk about not washing your hair for months at a time. I know wash day can be long, but come on guys, seriously?
The whole process of removing the hair, you know, you take out the braids and then you comb out the dirt that has built up in those 6 months that I had the hairstyle in. My hair was so dirty guys, it was so dirty, it was unbelievably dirty, because sometimes I don't cover my hair and find myself in dusty areas, or I'm around the smoke, I'm where everything, so all that stuff have built up in my hair, and that is why my hair looks like that, so dirty.
This no washing hair for months is usually tied to protective styles like cornrows that are tucked under wigs for months. Not washing your hair for months at a time does not make it stronger. It just builds up gunk, dirt, bacteria, and clogs your scalp. That's the exact opposite of healthy. People will install these cornrows and slap a wig over their head and not touch their scalp for months. So no shampoo, no moisture, just more glue being piled onto the crusty edges to relay that frontal again and again and again.
Help me! Help me!
Now let's be clear, I'm not against keeping cornrows for long periods. In fact, I myself keep cornrows in up to 6 months as a protective style, but the key difference is maintenance and hygiene. I shampoo my scalp in between and I moisturize my hair every single week. Just because my hair is tucked away does not mean it's being neglected. So here's the myth. People think not washing the hair equals growth, but that's not what's happening. Hair grows regardless. Your follicles are working under your scalp every day. The reason you're seeing length retention is because your hair is being left alone, not manipulated, not combed daily, and that's what's helping it. The problem isn't the duration of the protective style, it's the lack of upkeep. A dirty scalp, clogged follicles, dry and brittle strands under your wig will undo all your progress in the long run. So if your scalp smells, flakes, or itches constantly, that's your body begging you for a cleanse. Clean hair grows, moisturized hair thrives. So do not confuse neglect with low maintenance. That's all I have for today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. And look, I'm not here to shame anybody, but we need to call out these trends if they're starting to do more harm than good. What trends have you tried that have completely backfired, and which ones do you still stand by today? Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Until the next one, guys. Goodbye.